Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're running a small business, you know how crucial it is to get found online. Well, today we are diving into a huge shift in how that's all going to work, and it's all thanks to AI. The rules of the game are changing, and it's all about a new kind of currency, one that you can't just buy.
So let's just get right into it. For years, the formula has been pretty straightforward, right? If you want to be seen, you buy an ad. But what if that main lever, paying to get to that number one spot, what if it starts to lose its power in this new world of AI-generated answers? And this isn't some far-off future problem. It's something every single business needs to start thinking about, like today.
So here's the deal. A massive split is happening in the AI world right now. You've got these companies building incredibly powerful new search tools, but they're heading down totally different roads when it comes to making money. And the path they end up choosing, it directly impacts whether or not your business gets discovered. It's a real fork in the road.
Okay, so this slide leads it out perfectly. On one hand, you have the model we all know, the ads-based model. Companies make their money by selling ad space inside the AI's answers. But on the other hand, you've got this new thing emerging, the subscription or trust model. A great example of this is the AI search engine Perplexity. They're going out of their way to avoid ads because they believe ads just damage user trust. They're making a big bet that people will actually pay for answers that are verified and, unbiased.
But why are they making this big bet on trust? Well, it's pretty simple, really. When you ask an AI a question, you want the best answer, not just the answer from whoever paid the most. By focusing on subscriptions, these companies have a direct reason to be as accurate and trustworthy as possible. Their whole business model depends on giving you answers they can back up with real sources. It builds a relationship with you, the user, that's based on reliability, not on ad dollars. Okay, so this is where it gets really important for you as a business owner. If ad spend isn't the only game in town anymore, what's the new lever you can pull? Well, that new lever is credibility. So let's break down how your business can actually win in this new landscape, maybe even without spending a fortune on ads. Yeah, this quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the massive shift we're talking about. That old playbook of just throwing more money at ads to get seen, it's basically getting thrown out the window. In this new AI-powered world, credibility is the real currency. So what does that actually mean for your business? The word credibility can sound a little fluffy, right? But to an AI, it's the exact opposite. It's just a checklist of hard, measurable signals that an algorithm can check in a split second. This isn't about feelings. It's about cold, hard facts that prove your business is real, that it's reputable, and that it's a trustworthy choice for a customer. The goal is to make it dead simple for a machine to look at you and say, yep, this one's legit. So how do you actually build this kind of trust that a machine can see? Well, it really comes down to these 4 pillars. First, consistent listings. Is your address on Yelp the exact same as it is on your Google business profile? An AI is definitely checking that. Second, review velocity. Are you getting a constant trickle of new positive reviews? That shows you're active and people like you. Third, your own website. Do you have clear, specific pages for each service you offer that actually explain what you do? And fourth, those third-party mentions. Has the local news blog written about you? Are you listed on your industry association's website? These are the real building blocks of AI credibility. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds like something way off in the future. But here's the thing, it's not. This whole shift towards rewarding credibility is already happening in the tools you're probably using every single day. Let's look at a couple of examples to see how this is playing out right now. So let's look at 2 super quick examples of this already happening out in the wild. We're going to look at one from the biggest player out there, Google, and another one from that massive online community, Reddit. Both of them show how organic credibility is already winning. All right, check this out. First up, Google. Inside its new AI overviews, they're actually making the links to the source websites more obvious. That's huge. It means there's still a real chance for a user to click through to your site, but only if your website seems credible and authoritative enough to earn that click in the first place. Now let's look at Reddit. Its AI is starting to analyze all those community chats to recommend products. The game here isn't about buying an ad. It's about being a genuinely helpful, credible voice in your specific area. Your expert advice could literally get turned into a recommendation. All right, so we've established that credibility is the new gold, right? But what can you actually do about it? Like today, let's walk through a super practical 30-minute audit you can do as soon as this is over to see exactly where your business stands. We're going to kick things off with what's called a creative hygiene audit. We're actually borrowing a technique from Google's own automated ad tools because it's a fantastic way to get a sneak peek into how an AI judges your site visually. Even if you don't run these kinds of ads, this is an amazing stand-in for how visually trustworthy your site looks to an algorithm. Okay, 4 easy steps you can do this. 1. Hop into Google's ad platform and just see what images it automatically grabs from your landing pages for a pretend campaign. Are they good or are they blurry and random? 2. Go fix them at the source. If it's pulling a bad stock photo, replace that photo on your actual website with a much better one. 3. Make sure the pictures on a page actually match the service you're talking about. And 4. Standardize everything. Use your real logo, your brand colors, and real photos of your team and your actual work. This creates instant visual credibility for both humans and for AI. So let's bring it all home. The main takeaway today is super simple. As AI search just becomes the way things are done, the game is shifting from buying attention to earning trust. Your goal is to build a business that has such a strong, verifiable, and credible presence online that these AI models have no other choice but to see you as a fantastic answer and recommend you organically. And that really leaves us with one last big question for you to think about. When you look at your own marketing, at your day-to-day work, are you building a business that's truly optimized for long-term credibility or one that's just chasing short-term clicks? Because in the age of AI, the answer to that question is going to define your success. It's time to start building for trust.